Ohamu! Hello, hello! Another sponsored stream. Again, thanks to Destine Fantasy that I am able to talk about all these awesome trading card games or collector card games. If anyone is interested in playing them, feel free to visit the website online, pick up any of the starter decks or booster boxes or even just single packs there too. But yeah, let's go on right to it. So, today I'm going to be talking about Union Arena, which is Bandai's one of many Bandai's card games. So for Union Arena, it's pretty interesting because it's actually, you can play as various series, and the one I have right now with me is the Jujutsu Kaisen starter deck and it comes, like, you can literally just use this right away once you pick it up. Ohamu, hello. I have no clue about what this TCG is, but do you also have boosters in addition of the starting deck? Unfortunately, I do not have any boosters. I am simply gonna be talking about how the game works, the cards that are in it, and if anyone is interested in playing it, they can check it out personally on the link above the stream here. I do booster unboxing, and I do like a lot of booster unboxing as well. So, but unfortunately, this stream will not have any boosters included with this deck. Alright, so I did put this up, but I start talking about something else. Okay, so there's 18 total type of cards, 7 uncommons, 6 uncommons, 3 rares, 2 super rares, 1 action point card. It also comes with a ready to play 50 card deck, 3 action point cards, and a play sheet. So the nice thing about the play sheet that it comes with is that there's also rules written in the back as well. Okay, just move everything out of the way. So there are also rules written in the back, so once you pick up the starter deck, you're also able to like learn the game and like see what you're supposed to do when you're playing against other folks. So this starter deck is really nice for that concept, that if you just pick it up, you can really just play it right away with anyone else around you. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm probably gonna be doing a booster unboxing or like opening through booster packs next week. I will be going into probably the Final Fantasy trading card games for that, but this week I am going to talk about Union Arena today, and then on Wednesday morning I will be opening through Uni versus Attack on Titan. Hello, Ohamu, welcome. Yeah, so I apologize if this is not your jam, but I do appreciate you stopping by and saying hello, or even just hanging out with me. I thank you for the company. Alright, so this is the deck that comes straight from this box. I just had it all laid out now because I was like, okay, I'm gonna fumble when I'm trying to go through these, so I don't want to like screw this up. Yeah, so let's go straight into learning about Union Arena. So the game, Union Arena, is a trading card game that pits players against each other, and you can make your own deck based on your favorite series and then battle your opponents. And if you reduce your opponent's life points to 0, you win! So, let me get that out here. Alright. These are actually pretty cute. Let me zoom in a little better here. Yeah, these are actually pretty cute cards that they have. They feel really good in your hand. I'm sure they'll feel even better in your favorite sleeves. Yeah, so let's just go through each card type that we have. So let's just bring up the first card that we have seen in this deck here. Yotaka Ichiji. And this is a character card. These character cards can attack or block. Excuse me. And character cards are played on the field. When they're played on the field, they enter rest mode. So the easiest way for me to put it was just like if it's in like Magic the Gathering, you have it tapped, so they'll be like resting tapped like this once you play it on the field. So you can't play it immediately once you put it on the field. They can be played to the front line or energy line, and they can be moved during the move phase. Okay, I'm sure this will all be explained later. So let's go through the card overview for the character card right here. So right here, up top here, this is the required energy to use the card. The nice thing is that this one has a 0 cost card, so you could probably use it like right away. Also has whoa, let me focus that better. Okay. There's also required action points, which is the number of action points that needs to use to consume the card. Character card can be played to the field by switching the indicated number of AP cards to rest mode. Okay. There's a card name. Traits on the card. This one does not have any. I'm sure other ones do. Let me see if there's another one I can work with here. Honestly, these cards are pretty nice looking. I think my only downside of this is just like, oh, they use like just art from the game or from the series, like the anime series. I'm kind of like, meh, that's like okay to its extent. Alright, let's just go back to reading the actual card here. Each card also has effects that can be activated when damage is sustained or a card is flipped. This one right here says it just like to activate, it has to be during your main phase. You switch it to resting, and once per turn, this character gains 1 energy generation until the end of the turn. At the end of the main phase, sideline this character. So activation energy, what they're talking to, is referred to when using cards. Note that there's only referred to the cards on your energy line. And then on top, there's also battle points. This number is mainly used during battle. If a character's battle point is reduced to 0 or less by an effect or battle, that character is removed from the field. And if your BP is changed by your own effect, it may have a symbol such as a plus mark on it. This one only has 1,000 battle points on it. Alright, so this is a character card, and with the Jujutsu Kaisen deck, it comes with 4 of him. Or Yuji's. He doesn't even have anything. He does have a trigger though, so he has like an effect here where it's A trigger is an effect that can be activated when damage is sustained and the card is flipped face up in the life area. Okay, so like if you flip this card up, you can add it to your hand. I guess you just have another character card ready to be used. That's neat. Here's Nobara. Oh, there's only 2 Nobaras. Okay. So it says right here, when you play this card, return one other character on your field with 1 or less required energy to your hand. If you cannot return this character to your hand. Interesting. I guess there's a bit of like a switch off play that can work with some of these certain cards. 2 Gojos, everyone's favorite little guy, or big guy. If this card is active, it gains 1 energy generation. So to use any effect, you do need to have the action points and the energy generation, is what I'm assuming, judging from what they're telling me. There's 4 Megumis in here. So when played, choose one character with 1,500 or more BP on your opponent's field, loses 1,000 BP until the end of the turn. Interesting. Okay, so like you can do a lot of things where it's like you probably, if there's someone you want to beat, you can instantly put their battle points 1,000 less. Next to Megumi. There's another character card, Masamichi Yaga, which when it's activated on the main phase, you can switch to resting, choose one of the characters, and it gains 1,000 battle points until the end of the turn. This one costs 2 energies to enter in the action and 1 action point. Alright, this is an event card, so let's go talk about event cards a bit here. So these cards can be used to activate certain events. After they are used, they're placed in your outside area. And I have the whole field here. So where's the outside? Maybe they mean removal. Maybe those are 2 different things. Alright, so again, number up top with the 4, that's the required energy to use the card. Then there's the required action points right below it, which is when you use this card. The event card can be used by switching the indicated number of action point cards to rest mode. And then there's also a trigger for it where it's special. Choose one character on your opponent's front line and sideline it. You can just throw them to the side and they won't be able to use it until like their next turn, very likely. Choose one character with 5,000 or less battle points on your opponent's front line and return it to their hand. And then if Yuji is on your field, sideline it instead. So I guess they mean like instead of putting this card either to the removal area or resting, you can just throw Yuji out instead. Oh, there's a lot of Sukuna fingers here. So some cards too, you can't use it unless you actually have the character. And this one's event is that you can't use this card unless you place 1 card from your life into your sideline or switch 1 active Yuji Itadori card on your field to resting. And then you draw a card. And then also when you draw this card, I guess you also draw another card. That's what they mean. Interesting. Like milling technique. It looks like a sausage. Sukuna's finger looks like a really like burnt hot dog in here. Sorry. I mean to be don't mean to be a little silly with it. Alright. There's another event card. Choose up to 2 of your action point cards and switch them to active. Interesting. You have 0 life. Place the top card of your deck into your life area. Okay, that's pretty cool. Like if you think you're gonna die, you could actually like bring back health. That's very interesting. I guess gameplay technique. I wouldn't know how, like, since this is probably a standard deck, I don't know like how a game would go if that like happen very often. Alright, here's another character card. It looks like it's so the previous Yuji Itadori we got, so let me just go find that again. Okay, so the previous Yuji we got actually was a 0 cost card, which is really good to place out, but it's only 1,500 battle points, and honestly, it's probably best if this was like in your life points, so that you can get the trigger happening, where it's just you add this card directly to your hand. But on this one is a 3 cost Yuji Itadori. During the opponent's turn, if a Sukuna's finger is in your sideline, this character gains 1,000 battle points. So this one would actually work really well if you have played a Sukuna's finger before. And if it's active, you can choose one character on your field and switch it to active, and it gains 3,000 battle points until the end of the turn. Interesting. We have a similar situation with Nobara coming up here. So this Nobara, there's 4 versions of this one compared to the one in the front. So this one was the one I showed off earlier, which was 1 energy costed 1 energy and 1 action to use. But this one costs 3 actions to use, and it has more battle points. But once it's active, it says choose one character on your field and switch it to active. Gains 2,000 battle points to the end of turn 2. Oh, okay, so probably if you really want to beat something up. This one's pretty good. Same with the Yuji I showed earlier. Pretty sick. Also a Gojo coming up here. So I guess there's like variations of different cards with character names too, so that there's certain events or like support cards that you can play that work well together. So again, here is the Satoru Gojo that I showed off earlier, where if he's active, it gains like an extra energy generation. It's 2,500 battle points. Also only costs 2 energies to use and 1 action to activate. But there's one Gojo in here with this special art on top of different effects and trigger. So when this card attacks and wins a battle, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Interesting. And it says impact. I actually don't know what those mean. Again, I am just reading out the cards first before I actually like look into everything. But that sounds pretty good. When they say, when they deal 1 damage to your opponent, does that mean you also take their life? If this is on the front line, your opponent returns 1 character on the front line to their hand. Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Because you can just like force certain characters to just like leave the field. And that's probably why there's only 1 of him. He's also 4,000 battle points compared to the previous one I showed with 2,500. So this guy seems a little dangerous, but he does cost a lot to play. Alright, we got more character cards here, so I'll just show them off. Oh, here's a Sukuna. Okay. Also came with a holo version, so if you're looking to pick up the starter deck, there is 2 holo cards in this, and I'm gonna assume it's Sukuna, and then let me grab the Megumi up here. There's 2 holo cards. Kind of hard to tell. They are very shiny. I guess I have to put like a light on this again. Hold please. Alright, there we go. That's way easier to tell that they have like a really nice holo effect on them. Alright, so with Sukuna first. Alright, I wish the starting book could explain stuff to me, but one has something specific to it. It's just another effect, character effect card, and it has a lot. I'm like, it has a lot. I got like overwhelmed, and I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player, so it's probably not as overwhelming as Yu-Gi-Oh, but definitely okay. So here, so on the starter sheet that the starter deck comes with, it says this character when it's raid, this character switched to active mode and maybe moved to the front line. Okay. Let me go back and see that Gojo, he had the impact +1. Let me bring him back up real quick so let's see what is up with him. Alright, so it actually just has an impact 1, my bad. So impact 1 is that when this character attacks and wins a battle, your opponent is dealt 1 damage. So I'm assuming that's like their life point. So if you have this card out and you're beating someone's butt with him, he also takes your opponent's life points too. Which, you know, if your opponent has no life or you don't have life, then the game ends and whoever has 0 life points loses. So this Megumi is the same, I think it's the same as the previous one. Sorry, I keep like looking at it and I'm like, wait, let me see. Oh no, this one's actually way stronger. Okay, whoops. So this is the old one that I showed off earlier. And here's the new one. That's 4,000 more BP. They kind of do the same effect. Oh, this one is 1,500 or more, but this one has 3,000 or less. On your opponent's field, and you can return it to the hand. This one buffs your characters, and this one does a lot of field exchanges. So they're both good in their own way too. I'm like actually really curious how this game would play. Especially now, I'm just like, that's like a lot of cards. There's more Megumis in here. This one has nothing except for having 2,000 BP, 0 energies, and no actions. Alright, and then the last 2 cards we have here are site cards and event cards. Since I never spoke about site cards before, let's talk about that. They say site, but I'm gonna assume they mean field cards. Like, this is a field card. So play this as a field card, and it provides support on your field. They're played in the field for rest mode, and they can be played to the energy line, but they cannot be moved to the front line. I am getting that right. I mean, if the beginner's guide is wrong, that's not my fault. So this will help play the site set to active onto your field. Yeah, okay, this is a field card. What the heck? So with it, you can only activate this ability if you use an event card this turn. All characters just gain 1,000 battle points until the end of the turn, which sounds pretty sick, honestly. Yeah, Union Arena. Do you play Mana Max? Yeah, so that is the deck you're given into this game. All the cards in there. I can't play right now with anyone, unfortunately, but I can talk about like the field and how that's played as well. So let me move everything off to the side here. And then let's fix that focus. Bam. Okay. So the field for this game is actually pretty huge. It's 3 card rows, or columns and rows. So right first you have the front line that's up here where Gojo is, and characters are placed here. The characters on the front line are used for battling, and only up to 4 can be placed in the front line. Then next, there's the energy line, which is the center field. Character cards and field cards can be placed here. Only the activation energy of cards in the energy line can be used to satisfy the required energy condition for using cards. So for example, let's say I want to put a card on the front line. Let me just whip out something real quick. What's something that costs like 2? Hello, thank you, thank you. This is from the Jujutsu Kaisen starter deck. So if you want this field, you can just pick it up from the starter deck right here. I'm just kind of going through the box and just learning about the game a bit. If I had to choose a series, I'd probably would pick Code Geass, but since this is a sponsored stream, excuse me. This is a sponsored stream. I was given the Jujutsu Kaisen starter deck to talk about and show off. And this game sounds pretty interesting. I like the idea that it's different series that you can like play. Like that you can play the character in series you like to fight other people. Like I think that's cool. So like for example, back to the whole energy line thing, I think okay, so some of these cards you're like, okay, they're easy to play. So like I could have like some of them are easy to play, and with some of them you would want them to be used for the energy line. So for example, this Nobara here has 2 energy points here. So like you don't get to use her if you put her on the energy line right here. She gets to be used for her energy usage, if I'm getting that correctly. Oh yeah, I did want to mention, if you guys are interested, you guys can totally check out destinefantasy.games. You pick up any cards you like or any booster packs and stuff. This is a sponsored stream from them, for them, with them. And then let's say, okay, so you put Nobara on the energy line, and then I'm like, okay, I want to play... Who costs something? Hold on, I'm gonna grab another fucking card. Excuse my language. Okay. Nobara 2! 2 of them. And okay, and then sorry, I'm just like I'm trying to like whip out something where I could like show off a play state, basically. Okay, yeah, sorry. Alright, so if all these characters are on the energy lines, You're hi Lord Pickle Chips. You're waiting to buy the Code Geass one. Yeah, that one I'm pretty excited. If I play this game, like I would play the Code Geass deck. Pretty interesting idea. And I like that, like, with Bandai games, I would say, like, they're pretty easy to learn. So, if you just want to start off with something and you like anime and you know you have locals that you can play this game with, I would highly recommend it then, because it's just like, hey, you know, there's a series you like, just play the characters you like too from the series, you know? Alright, so like, I'm like, alright, this costs 3 energy, and then excuse me, Jesus, I breathe too much. And then you're like, oh, okay, Gojo costs 5 energy points. And then, like, when this is played and if it's on the front line, your opponent returns 1 card from the deck to your hand. Okay, so like, let's say I'm like, alright, I want to play this Gojo, and I have my 5 energy based on like the 2 point. You guys see that? Like the little dots at the bottom. So Nobara's are 2 each, and then this Megumi here is 1. So I could have to like put them on rest. So this is kind of like your untapped. This is like your tapped lands for Magic the Gathering fans out there. And then you can play Gojo out in the front, and then when it's played and it's on the front line, let's say you're playing against someone, and then you're just like, well, your opponent returns 1 character, so your opponent will have to like choose a character on their field, on the front line of their field to like return to their hand. Is what I'm getting from this, if I am correct. Like I said, I am learning this game right now, just reading the rules, and I'm playing by myself at this moment. Okay, so cards are placed in the life area right here, and there's 6 cards, and it's just 7 random cards from your deck. So for me to remember this, I'm like, these are like your Pokemon prize cards. So like, but they don't go to your hand unless certain cards say that they do. So if, I'm going through so many cards right now, but I remember I was talking about Yuji, and Yuji does that where if you grab this, blah, 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 okay, like, okay, if I'm correct, it's like, this is gonna be messy. I'm gonna have so many cards just flying everywhere. Alright, so like this card, it says trigger. When you get this, add this card to your hand. So I'm assuming if you have this card down in the life area and then it gets flipped and it says like, okay, well, it got triggered, add this card to your hand because you just got it. So this little guy here, I gotta zoom in again. This little guy this little guy here goes into your hand, and he is a 0 cost, 1 action. There's not even an action for him to like do anything. Whatever. And then 1 energy, and he gives 1 generated energy. Alright, next. Action point area. Okay, so woo, my whole area's busy. Busy. Okay, action point area are down here. Action point cards, AP cards, are placed here. So like if there are cards, okay, if I got this right, there are cards that cost, if you want to do their action, you would also need to play like their cost, so the blue cost. Yuji, your son. You would have to play their cost. Oh my god, I can't focus. Okay. You'd play their cost and 1 action. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Okay. Alright. I'm having like, my brain is like confused right now. One thing I noticed is that the beginner's guide uses field cards, but then this one has sight cards. So unless there is another deck out there that also says field cards and I'm wrong, well, that's not my fault. I am just learning this game. Alright, so, to play Union Arena, you will need a deck that contains a total of exactly 50 character cards, field cards, and event cards. The following rules must be followed when you're building a deck. Deck must contain only cards that have the same series code. So, let me see. There should be a code on this, if I am correct. I think it's the 108 at the bottom here. Okay. Well, just looking at this card again. The 108, JJK 108. So like you can't mix and match cards from different series, unfortunately, but like it's like, imagine if it was like Shonen Jump, like what was that DS game, like Jump Force? Okay, sorry, my tiny booger brain is like trying to remember names because I'm a granny. But yeah, it's like you could only use the characters that you're fighting with, like Naruto's Team 7 gang versus JJK's group right here. Yeah, Jump Ultimate Stars. Thank you. I was like, what's Jump Force? What was I thinking about? Okay. So, like, yeah, you have to use everything from a JJK deck if you're gonna be playing this JJK deck. So you don't have to actually just use all the cards from the starter deck, but if you have a booster box, and the nice thing about those booster boxes is that they're probably character specific, if I'm not mistaken, or series specific, if I'm not mistaken, and if that's the case, I think that's like really helpful. That is reminding me about Card Fight Vanguard, where it's like, oh, if you want this certain series for that deck you're opening, you can just buy a booster box of just that group. And that's pretty hype. Okay. Okay, decks can only contain up to 4 copies of the cards that have the same number. So, the Yuji's that I was looking at, I only got 2 of him here. Okay, sorry, Yuji, I have to put you down. Not like a dog or anything, just putting the card down. So like you could, so the maximum character cards you can have is 4. But this one, so in this deck, they don't give you more or less of a different card. It's just like what you see here. Kiyotake Ichiji, you have 4 of him. And that's all you can have. So you must be wondering like, okay, but then why is there like 2 of these UGs? Where's my other UGs? If this is a question, I will answer it right now. Where's the freaking other UG? This is the... Okay, whatever. I have Megumi's in front of me, so I'm just gonna use that as the example instead. Alright, so... right here... well, okay, we have our 4 Megumi Fujiguro with the 2000 BP and 1 energy, and then you're like, wait, but then how come there's also these Megumis here? And the reason is because they have different numbers. So let me zoom in on these real quick. Let me hold the cards properly here. Alright, here we go. So the first one I showed, this guy right here, he's a 106, okay? And then this one here, 107. So technically, oh my god, why can't I just like, I'm over zoomed in. Okay, there. Oh my god. Sorry, hold on, I'm trying to, okay, there we go. I'm like so granny, I'm like shaking so much. Okay. And so like it doesn't matter if they have the same name, it's specifically if they have the same number on their card. So like the card number is like HT1001. The card can only contain cards with that HTR. That's Hunter. That's Hunter Hunter. And then it can only contain up to the copies of 1001 cards. Then from there, the next thing is that there's only up to 4 cards that can have special triggers, like special color and final, and that can be included in the deck even if the cards have different card numbers. So let me find one that has the specials and color and final. Does it even have it? I mean, you can play without it, but I know like in Cardfight Vanguard, like you need to have a certain amount of cards of certain ones, and then you can only have one of like the million card one. Man, it's been forever since I played Cardfight Vanguard. That game was fun though. I don't play card games that much anymore, or I'll just be eating cardboard for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Unfortunately. Alright, so I don't think this deck comes with any of the special cards. So like it's not necessary to have them in the deck, but you can only have four of each type of special triggers can be included in it. So like an example is just like if a card A and card B have the special trigger on it, any combination as long as it's up to 4 of the special can be included in the deck. Oh yeah, wait, I'm stupid. These are my action points. I was like, where's my action points? And I completely forgot. Okay, so you only get 3 action points per game, if I'm getting this correctly. And like, you know, those go onto rest mode once you use them. So like, back to my, where did my Megumi go? So let's say I pull out Gojo onto the front lines, and these were all tapped because they cost 5 energy. Then from here, when it's played... So, and then I guess if I have to attack, it would cost 2 action points? For the people who have played this game, am I right or am I big stupid? Alright, I'm just like trying to see. Okay, let me like go back to the beginning of this. Alright. The number of action points that must be consumed to use the card. Okay, the card can be played... Okay, sorry. So first, he'll arrive on the field resting because... Well, that is like what it is. That's how the game works, that's why. And then, to use him, I would have to use 2 action points and then flip him back up to be ready to attack. If I'm right, then I feel pretty nice. I'm like, I got it. I totally understand this game. May or may not be wrong. Alright, okay. I like this. Decide who will go first, such as by playing rock, paper, scissors. I need a sip right now. Alright, so there is mulligan. There's mulligan in this game. Oh. Ohamu, hello, modern Hyrulean. Action points are mainly used to play cards unless the card effect needs AP points to activate. Okay, action points are mainly used to play cards unless the card effects need AP points to activate. Okay, so just to get this correctly. Okay, let's just... Alright, so... I wanna play Gojo, okay? I wanna play this dude. And he costs 5 energy, blue energy. And then on my energy lane, I have, okay, sorry, I'm just like grabbing cards. And then I have down here on my energy line, I have 2 Nobaras with the 2, with 4 energies, 2 energies each, so that's 4. And then like this Megumi, which has a 1, right? So like to play this Gojo, would it be like, okay, I have to like, to play him, he'll be in rest mode, and these will go into rest mode too because of the energy cost? Like, is that correct? Oh, excuse me, doing a quick stretch. Dude, I love my music. It's freaking banger. Okay, I don't need to rest the backline characters. So as long as I have their energy for it, it should be okay, is what you're saying? But the frontline character would be rested. And then if I wanted to use him on this turn, I would have to use the 2 action points that are on the card. I was gonna say, that was like a lot of things I need to rest. If I can flip this booklet over, that'd be really helpful. But yeah, let's see. Game victories. Your opponent has 0 cards in the draw. Okay, so you can deck someone out in this game if you want. Alright. Yeah, cards and fields that are played to the field are in rest mode. Okay, so like I have 5, and then I'm like, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. But then I'm like, alright, I want to beat my opponent's butt this one turn. And so I have to spend these action points to like put him out and then be like, battle phase. Your butt's getting kicked right now. Alright. Okay. Cool. I'm glad I got that correct, at least. Oh wait, they already actually explained to you. Oh my god, I didn't even read the game flow. Sorry. Okay. So, as first player, you do not draw a card on your first turn. But you can pay 1 action point to get an extra draw and draw 1 additional card, which is once per turn. That's pretty interesting. But it's kind of like you gotta balance what you want to do. Sometimes you can just have like a bajillion attackers, but as long as you have the energy to bring them out, kind of important. Okay. You can move any number of characters from your energy line to your front line. If there's no space, because there's already 4 characters on the movement destination, first move 1 card from that line to the remove area for each character you want to move there. Okay. So the energy line, is it like... energy line is like your back line too. So if there's any cards you want to put onto the field, it would have to be this amount of energy that you can play on top of... Okay, you know, I'm about to flip this over. Hold on, I'm getting confused. Okay, bam. Alright. Alright, let's see. Okay. So your AP card count, you actually start with 1 AP per turn. Okay, that totally makes sense because I was like, dude, starting with 3 APs, hella a lot. Okay. The game flow does the game flow in this beginner guide does not say that, so I'm actually gonna focus on reading this page because I think this would make more sense. The beginner's guide still has like Japanese text in it, so I'm just like, I don't think they like translated everything like thoroughly. But yeah, okay. Switch all of your resting characters to active. Make sure you have the appropriate number of AP cards in your AP area for the current turn. So like in turn 1, you only have 1 AP card if you're player 1, but on player 2's turn, you'll have 2 AP cards because it's like, oh, a turn has passed basically, right? Oh wait, no, they're just given 2 cards to start, but then on turn 2, both players will have 2 cards, or 2 action point cards, and then turn 3, they will now have 3 action point cards. Alright. Okay, let me read main phase here. You may perform action A and B listed below any number of times in any order you like. Alright. To use a card in your hand, you need to have the required energy for it and pay its AP cost. Oh, and also pay its AP cost. Required energy is fulfilled by the energy generation icon on the energy line. The color of the energy generation icon must match the required energy. You can choose to play the character. Oh, okay, wait. That means, let's say, that's why some of these are turn 0 or like cost 0 cards to play. Okay, hold on. Oh shoot. I just lost an AP card. Okay, so let's just play with 2 AP cards right now. I'm getting it. I'm totally understanding. Okay. So like, for example, get out of here, Gojo. I don't need you right now. So like, let's say on my turn 1, I put down 1 AP card, okay? Because that's what I start with. And then I'm like, alright, Megumi costs 0. Bam! Megumi costs 0. And I'll put him on, like, frontline for now. I don't want my ass kicked. Excuse me. So, right here, he costs 0 blue energy, which I have 0 energy on the field, but he does cost 1 action to use. So I'll be like, bam! Okay. 1 action used. This goes to rest. I can't do anything else. I end my turn. Now, where's my second AP card? Okay, now we're... Oh wait, sorry. He's resting. He's asleep. Turn happens again. Everything gets flipped back to active. Okay, maybe he should was in energy. Whatever, okay. And then let me go through my deck. Even though you're not supposed to do this, going through your own deck. Who's a number 1? Okay, cool. Another one. So then, let's say everyone's active. I'm like, okay, I want to move Megumi. Oh, wait. I don't want to move Megumi. Alright, well... Alright, let's just go with... Okay, whatever. Let's just go with the other Megumi. I know that this won't work, but like, I'm just trying to see how the game would work. So like, now action 2. Okay, so then now it's like, okay, I want to play this card where he cost 1 blue and then 1 action. So like, in my energy line, I got a Megumi who has a blue energy down here. And then I'm like, I want to play this dude, so let's just throw him here. Rest mode, takes an action point. It is what it is. That would be like a second turn, for example. And it doesn't count towards the energy here, but it can be used. So like if a character, let me see, there's characters that have like if it's active, put in rest mode for something. Let me just find a dude here and do that. I think the baby Gojo could do that. Even though okay, here we go. Let's just go with Yaga for now. Alright. So for his thing, if it's you activate it on your main, you switch it to resting, and then choose one of the characters field and it gains 1000 BP until the end of the turn. So like if this guy was here and I'm just like okay, if I could activate him, he goes down this way. I still have 2 energies to use like for anything as long as I have action points for it as well. So I'm just gonna, well, this would not work, but I'm just like trying to think of variations of stuff. Am I getting this all correctly? For those who do play Union Arena, I do apologize if I am like very incorrect. But I think if I was incorrect, you guys would have told me already that I was wrong. Okay, you want to attack with anyone, the character has to be in active mode and on the front line. So they can't be asleep. They gotta be active and like attacking. Yay, so far I'm right. That's great. Okay, I'm getting it. And when you're attacking, it's 1 card is used at a time. A characters must be switched to rest mode afterwards. Yeah, so if you put a card from your hand down here, it's gonna be in rest mode. There's no way to put it in active mode unless there's a card that lets you do that. But actually, am I wrong? Lord Pickle Chips, don't mess with me right now. Am I wrong? Am I being bullied that I'm wrong? Alright. After each attack, if you still have characters in active mode, you can use them to rest. You can use them to attack as well. Only your opponent can be chosen as your attack target. Cards can only be used during your main phase. Attacks do not use action points. Okay. And they don't lose their battle points, I'm assuming, but you can like buff certain characters. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, okay, so actually this is what I was talking about. Like, if you're able to also play this card, cost 3, you can choose 1 character on your field and switch it to active. It gains 3000 battle points until the end of turn. So you could be like, bam! Okay. And because it's played... Oh, you're joking? Oh my gosh. Okay, I was scared for a moment. And because it was played, it was like, alright, now you can choose a character that, that can get that 3000 battle points. So I'm like, alright, give it to Megumi. When I'm about to go into battle phase, or attack phase, sorry, I'm gonna get so many phase names incorrectly just because of how many, like, card games I play. Like, my brain is just like, oh, this is like Pokemon, this is like Magic, this is like Hearthstone, whatever, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc, etc. Anyways, so like right now he would have 3000 BP if I use this Nobara. Is that correct? So like, I'm gonna see, okay, what does it say? Active. So as long or if it's active, that's a trigger effect. So she has to come from life to... Oh, Oh, okay. Got it. Alright, so trigger effects. Okay. Alright. Hold on. So trigger effects happen. Let me double check if I'm not misreading something. Trigger effect can be activated when damage is sustained and the card is flipped up from the life area. Okay, so this card, which I wish I could focus on properly. So like right when you get this flipped from the life area, like a prize card basically, you can choose a character on your field and switch it, and it will gain 3,000 battle points. So that means that like this is just like card fight Vanguard. Okay, sorry, I'm always gonna relate to a bajillion other card games when I'm learning card games because it's just way easier for me. So like when this gets flipped from the battle area, and like you have, and it's like obviously your opponent's turn, so you lost 1 life. However, now Megumi would have 5,000 battle points. Well, his ass would have been kicked. So let me just fucking slap Gojo out here. Sorry. Alright, he should be resting because, you know, the turn already happened or whatever. So like, let's say someone beat up Megumi. They go into the removal area right here. And then you're like, alright, I flip up my life area card. And then you get Nobara. And then you get Nobara, and you're like, alright, I'm gonna put that 3,000 BP. Let me just read this card right. Choose one character you're feeling and switch to active. It gains 3,000 BP until the end of the turn. So you're like, alright, Gojo, get out of here, alright? And then you give 3,000 BP to Gojo, and now he has 7,000 battle points. And now your opponent's like, ooh, I don't really want to fight you anymore because my ass is gonna get kicked. So they probably would just like end their turn and be like, and then when that turn ends, Gojo goes back to 4,000 battle points. Am I right? Am I not right? I think that makes sense. My question is why? What would being in active state do? Or like, why would that be good even on an opponent's turn? So curious. Okay, I'm gonna like have to flip this again. Gotta flip this. Oh, alright. So that's like the thing with like the Yuji card, wherever it went. Yuji, okay, yeah, like right here, like you would want him as a like a life card because he doesn't cost anything. He kind of wastes an action. He's pretty weak too, but when you pick him up, you could just add this card to your hand. So I would not know the reason why you would want to add this card to your hand, but they just tell you to. So there has to be options, you know. Alright, okay, since you only attack life, active frontline characters can block opponents' attacks. Since you only attack life, not characters directly. Oh, okay. So, like, you can have a character block an attack, and they can just, like, get discarded. Okay, let me see. Okay, select an active character on your front lines to attack with, then switch that character to resting. The opposing player is normally the only thing you can target. What are raids? That's a whole extra step I don't know. Okay. Alright, blocking character. Okay, here. Blocking character declaration. The attacked player may choose to block the attack of a character. They do this by selecting an active character in the front line as a blocker and switch. Okay, I see. I see. So they don't go into resting. Well, they do go into resting. Okay. That's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Alright, attack resolution. If the attacked target is a character, battle occurs. Compare the BP of both characters and follow the resolution method. BP of the attacking character is equal to or greater. The attacking character wins the battle and the blocking character loses. It gets sidelined. The battle point of the attacking character is less than the battle point. The blocking character wins the battle and the attacking character loses. Attacking character is not sidelined though. After that, it wins. Attacking your opponent, you deal 1 damage, so like a life to your opponent. Okay. It is quite similar to Cardfight Vanguard on that aspect, but this is a whole nother different thing. Raid is like digivolving. Okay. So... Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. This is all new to me. I saw a raid card, like 1 raid card here, so... It goes to Sukuna. So, when it says raid... It says raid. It's like evolving that character. So it's like, you have to raid Yuji Itadori. And you switch it, like you would put this card on top of Yuji. Checking for triggers. This is such a Cardfight Vanguard thing. Oh my god, I miss Vanguard. I miss Vanguard so much. I miss her a lot. I don't have anyone who plays Vanguard around me, unfortunately. But yeah. Okay. I'm kind of getting the idea of this so that I know, like, I know a lot of Bandai games kind of play similarly to each other, so that's pretty cool. And they're also at the same time like kind of play smoothly. So even if I get a little confused, I can at least look back at like older Bandai games or even ones based on I feel like anime fighters all kind of play similarly, like anime card games. So like, right, I will show you guys a sneak peek. So I actually have a box of a Digimon card game special booster pack that I will be opening next week. Possibly next week. So I am going to have to like learn these cards too, and if I kind of get Union Arena, I think I can get Digimon. I wasn't able to get any One Piece because it's really popular right now, and that's totally understandable. Alright, but yeah, I would say a huge thing about this game that, like, if you like other like shonen series or like what are the new stuff that are part of Union Arena right now, because I think Union Arena. So there is Jujutsu Kaisen. There is gonna be a Volume 2 booster pack that will be coming out in June of next year, if you guys are interested in Jujutsu Kaisen. There is Bleach, for not the old anime, but the anime that is happening right now. There's a Black Clover starter deck coming out soon in May, which will also come with booster boxes. Sword Art Online, One Punch Man. Okay, that's kind of cool. The Code Geass booster box is coming out in like 10 days. So, that's pretty neat. This, oh, sorry. This box just came out literally like 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, just about 2 weeks ago. So, that's nice. I didn't get any booster packs to open for this, but it's cool. Yeah, the One Punch Man sounds kind of sick, so I'm kind of like, I kind of want to check that out eventually and open packs of that if it's possible. I know that the Bleach and Hunter x Hunter were the like first pre-release starter decks for this, so this game's still pretty new, and honestly kind of interesting. I'm like, kind of excited for the Code Geass one. There's no starter deck for it though, not that I see here. It's only just the booster packs. Curious. Oh, Ohamu, hello Blockio, welcome. Yeah, Code Geass one, definitely I'm interested in. One Punch Man, I will actually, now that I've like actually read through all this stuff, I'm like, kind of interesting to play. I would not mind just opening cards for this game. Just to be like, that's sick. Alright, let me put everything away slowly here. But yeah, thank you guys for chatting with me about the game and helping me learn the rules as well. I'm quite excited to see what else comes out for this, since it sounds like a very major like step for Bandai to like make, sounds really weird, make a good card game, because One Piece and Digimon are doing pretty well, and hopefully with Union Arena this kind of gives a reason for like people who just want to see like, oh, I want there to be like another Naruto card game. You know, have you guys ever played the Naruto card game? I kind of miss it, and also not at the same time because it was not balanced well. But yeah, if you guys, for those who haven't picked up this game, feel free to check out destinefantasy.games, and you guys can pick up a starter deck. I know the shop for sure has the Hunter x Hunter and the Bleach ones, and well, Jujutsu Kaisen is right here. So those are actually the 3 starter decks at the moment. There will be a starter deck for Demon Slayer happening in January. Yeah, people are very excited for TCG. I know I am! I'm very excited for the Gundam TCG, so I think if I have learned this, I still need to just double check the rules on the Gundam one just to see how it goes. But like I said, I think Bandai is finally starting to understand card games a bit better, because I know like they tried pushing for like the Dragon Ball one and that kind of like failed. And I think it's just because it was just like there's not a lot of like card game fans who are Dragon Ball fans, in my opinion. Like people don't really be like, oh, I'm gonna have like Vegeta do this or something through a card, you know? Like people would rather play like a video game where you're like seeing the punching, kicking going on. Yeah, Gundam TCG. I think the Hololive TCG is through Bandai too. I might be wrong. I'm just gonna do a double check on that real quick. Okay. Alright, I don't see any specific thing of where it's from. There is starter packs. Seems to just be very heavily just like a cover corp Hololive one. But I hope this comes. Okay, Bushiroad, alright, yeah, so what I recognized when I was reading the cards from the Hololive one, it does remind me of Vanguard, because Vanguard is also by Bushiroad. But then playing this game, I was just like, I think Bandai is learning pretty well from Bushiroad of how to make like a simple card game without it being like exactly the same kind of thing. Okay. I want these cards to come physically to America. Please, 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 please. Yeah, I'm excited for the Gundam TCG. If I get more information on that, I will totally do a stream about it. I might even get like the pre-beta release cards too, just to like show it off, talk about the game as well, learn a bit about it together. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream for Union Arena on the Jujutsu Kaisen starter deck. I really enjoy learning new card games just because I like learning like game design a bit. So like, yeah, if anyone's interested, you guys can totally pick up the starter decks from the website that you see kind of scrolling above my head from destinefantasy.games. Check out like some of the booster packs they would have too, if there are certain series that you guys like. Right now at the moment, since this game is just like came out in like August in like North America, there's only Hunter x Hunter, Bleach, and Jujutsu Kaisen right now. And in the future, coming soon, there's gonna be Code Geass, Demon Slayer, One Punch Man, Sword Art Online, Black Clover, and Black Clover, yeah. There's gonna be volume 2 for Bleach and Jujutsu Kaisen. So honestly, the fact that this is kind of pushing pretty well, I'm hoping to see more series, like shonen series or series that Bandai has, to like come to Union Arena, because like I think having them all under one card game would be really interesting and fun, like because then now you get people to be able to play like their shonen battles but like as a card game. It's like it's not just one series, you know? That's pretty cool. Alright, thanks for watching everyone, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow I'm gonna be playing Professor Layton, and then on Wednesday morning I'm going to open up a booster box. Yeah, like the crossover potential for Union Arena would go so hard if they push this game well. I just know that at the moment there's like no tournament stuff and it's all in like Japan, and even then it's like kind of whatever in Japan because Bandai puts a lot of their money and effort into the One Piece TCG, which is like omega understandable because that thing is making them hella bank. But yeah, so on Wednesday we'll be opening this whole box of Attack on Titan Origins of Power for Universes, which I got confused that it's not it's not the same as Union Arena. I was like, wait, this is like actually a way older game. I think it's like over 15, almost or over 15 years old now. I think it's over 15 years old, which is insane. Like, I think that's crazy. But yeah, that'll be happening Wednesday morning. Alright, thanks for watching again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!